The Ebola viral infection has fed its chief once again, the period in the more democratic Republic of Congo. Time it is unfeasible to forecast precisely wherever and while the following outburst will happen, we now aware lot more than on how to hinder a meltdown. It is a horror not one wants to relieve, or should include to. So why does Ebola hold up coming behind, and which job is creature made to hinder a reiterate of the tragic in Western Africa? Its exterior in Bikora, a marketplace city shut to some regional towns, so associated by main rivers and close the domestic boundary, is a reason for anxiety. The is an region wherever human beings communicate, trading and journey, an environmental mature for propagating illness. The illness distribution rapidly through Guinea and neighboring mountain range Leone and Liberia, spiraling out of monitoring while it achieved city centers. DR Congo is thousands of miles of the Western African countries desolate by how plague. How it should appear so far off is not in himself a surprise party. The Ebola viral infection has been tracked behind to two concurrent outbreaks in 1976 to 151 human beings dead in the Nzaire region, southward Sudan, and 280 in the Yambuka region, close the Ebola inland, of that the illness conducted its behalf. The newest outburst is the 9 in DR Congo, that has seen all three Ebola outbreaks to include occurred with the 2014-16 plague. Time we can identification top risk areas, it is realistic to wait how we could always eliminate the illness and unfeasible to aware while or wherever the following outburst will happen. Harvest bats are mined to be the major army of the illness, but it is as well entered in the humane people via shut pin in the bloodstream, security organs, or some physical fluids of some contaminated animals. These can involve chimpanzees, gorillas, monkeys, duiker, and porcupines. The illness is precinctive to the region and it is not probable to eliminate all the animals who might be a army for Ebola. As length as humans go in pin in them, down there is ever a opportunity how Ebola could back we can, yet, halt outbreaks proper epidemics and we can superior defend human beings. A rapid and so coordinated answer can provide illness is concluded previous on, so as few human beings as probable be ill and dead. It was in a really remotely region in the nation's northern area, future of national borders, and so maybe less than of a hazard rather than the present outburst. But an instant answer was yet crucial and intended. The effect was bounded to 4 persons' deaths and 4 persons' survivors. At first response teams of public health workers and scientists of DR Congo, Planet Public Health Organization and aid agencies are now in the region of the newest outburst. Creation, the tension of the viral infection, and monitoring all probable transmissions will be their precedence. They will be worked to identification patient null as quick as probable. They will wish to aware all the human beings they've been in pin in or, in rotate, all the human beings they include been in pin in. Suspected patients and the human beings they include been in pin in will be well groomed for in regional public health means. Meticulous hygienic procedures will be crucial, consisting the use of person shields, gowns and gloves to unit splash of physical liquid or some pin in contaminated material. Communicating to all at hazard is urgent, and the answer teams will be specialist in enabling all such residing local include the top data. Bloodstream samples of production of patients in the present outburst include been shipped to the domestic lab in Kinshasa for test. Down there are 5 identified strains of the Ebola viral infection, the deadliest today creature the Zaire tension. In December 2016, definitive results of a big test of the vaccination, in financing of the Wellcome Confidence and the UK and Norse governments, affirmed it provides a top standard of protect. It was advanced quickly for the 2014-16 plague but came to decease to include a considerable effect at the period. It is not yet completely licensed, but thanks to world efforts it has been proven secure for humane use and 300,000 doses are stockpiled. Critically, it would be complementary for patients and could be in the region during 3 to 4 persons days. WHO guidance encourage how should down there be an Ebola outburst up license has been given, the vaccination should be taking into account to all suspected patients, contacts and public health workers at hazard. The judgment on giver the vaccination is one for the DR Congo Ministry of Public Health to do. The DR Congo answer to latter outbreaks has proven the nations by the government is so prepared. But no nation could or should be anticipated to supervise the one world supporting an unprevious, so company ordinated answer is significant to enabling outbreaks are efficaciously concluded. The outburst will be a problem for regional teams on the land. But it is as well a problem and an prospect for the world society to show it has scientific training session of the Western African plague. We cannot expect how Ebola will just vanish, but we can expect to do dealing it so usual how it can be rapidly stopped in its tracks. On the chunk editable by Duncan Goer.